Hello, welcome to today's vlog post. Last time I talked about reaching out. Today I'm talking about paying attention to old friends. It is important to have friends in your area that you hang out with. It is important to have face-to-face conversations with people on a regular basis in your community. But don't discount those long-term friends that you may have had in your community before. Maybe you've moved, maybe they've moved, and you don't see each other as much or at all. You don't hear from each other as much, but they're still in your life, and they continue to be in your life on a regular basis, even though they're not right there. Don't discount those people. They are in your life for a reason. They stuck with you for a reason. And you need to pay attention to them because they really want to be in your life. If they're not close to you in proximity, if they're not in the same city, the same state, the same country even, but they keep in touch with you, even if it's not very often, but they still keep in touch with you. Say at Christmas time or birthday or a couple times a year. They're still keeping in touch with you after all these years. You need to pay attention. Examples from my life. I have a friend who used to be a neighbor. And we haven't seen each other in maybe, I think, about 6 years. And she calls at least a couple times a year. And she's also invited us to visit, and we never have. We need to do that. We haven't called her much. And we haven't visited much. We did, like I said, about 6 years ago. But that's, I think, the only time we've seen her since we moved here. We need to make her more of a priority because she does this every year. She keeps in touch with us. And every year she says, "You're welcome to stay anytime you're in my area. You're welcome to stay with me." That's a person who really cares to stay in touch. She was very helpful when Jim fell in 2003. Very helpful. She and her husband were, I don't know what I would have done without them. She needs to be priority. More neighbors. We hear from them once a year at Christmas. And they send a card with a handwritten note in it every year. And again, I think it's been 6 years since we've seen them too. But a handwritten note, not an email, not a text, not one of those carbon copy Christmas letters that are the same for everybody. A handwritten note, a personal note to us about what's been going on with them and asking how we're doing, and they say they miss us. The last time we saw them was 6 years ago. We need to make them priority. Next time we go to visit family, we're visiting them too. And that is probably going to be around in April sometime. So, those are a couple of examples. And there's another one here. A friend of Jim's, I mean, he's my friend too, but Jim's the one that had spent more time with him. For the last almost 25 years. We've visited, but we missed the last time we went back east. We didn't see him. And Jim hasn't called him as much. He's been busy with work, and this other person has been busy too. We haven't heard as much from this person either. But every year we get a gift at Christmas from him. We need to put this person also as a priority, because he has been a very good friend to Jim and to me. He helped me a lot when Jim fell again. These people need attention. They need and deserve to have more of our attention, our thoughts, and communication. And my friend, who I've known for almost 40 years, I don't see him. I haven't seen him in 30 years. And yet we've kept in touch off and on, and that's through email and messaging and so on, and occasional calls. We have called over the years, but mostly, in the recent past, we've talked by text and email, or messaging and email. And it's a give and take with us. I thought of this. I mean, there are some friends that I've had, and I do have, who I'm the sounding board for. And there's others that they are my sounding board. But with this person, it's 50-50. It's a give and take. I remember, because we were talking in the morning one day, and I was venting, and I was talking about things that were bothering me and so on, and he was helping me. And then in the afternoon and evening, he contacted me again, and we talked about what was going on in his world, and things that he was, had to talk over. Things that he wanted to talk over. Things that he was wondering about, and so on. And I helped him. It was 50-50. That's friendship. And I mean, he lives across the world from me, and we never see each other. I hope we do again someday, but we never see each other. We communicate online. But we have a connection that, I don't have a connection like this with anybody else. We can tell anything to each other. And that is worth keeping. That's worth just being able to communicate across the world. it's worth it. It's worth it because we've got that connection. And we help each other. And we care about each other. And sure, seeing each other in person, face to face, would be great. But it isn't feasible. We live a long ways away from each other. We can't do that. It's not practical to go back and forth that much. So we do this. And I don't know what I would do without that friendship. So sometimes I've talked about, well, these distant friendships, can they really be as comfortable and as close and so on as ones that are face to face or with people that you see all the time or talk to all the time? I think they can. And this one's a keeper. And 40 years has to tell you something. We've been in and out of touch, and yet we always come back. And it's like we haven't been apart. We're there for each other. We relate to each other. Sometimes I say that it's like we're twins because we think a lot alike. So I'm not giving that up just because I never see the person. Yeah, it's a special bond. So there's another person that I wanted to mention too. A pen pal that I had. I believe we started writing in 1993. And we're still in touch. We don't write as much. And we've done email, writing emails back and forth. But at first, for a long time, we wrote reams and reams of paper letters. I think, we did some taping too. Or not taping. Typing of letters. And this is front and back. 10 pages front and back. And this was maybe every month or maybe every couple weeks that we'd hear from each other at first. And so it was awesome. It was nice doing that. It just got to be too much when I started working more. And it just got to be too much doing long letters. So we'd do shorter letters, or we'd go to email. And we don't write back and forth as much as we used to. But every year I get a Christmas card. Every year I get a birthday card. And same thing with me. I send her those as well. And we're there. We know each other is there for the other one. And thinking about them. And yet I don't take time to write as much as I used to. I need to do that. Because she has been like a second mother to me. She's been like a sister to me. She's been a mentor. She's been a friend. She's made me laugh when I didn't feel like laughing. And I haven't been as good at writing as I used to be. That needs to change. And there are other people. There's another person that I consider a good friend, and also he's one of those people who I feel was sent to me by my guardian angel to help me, because he came into my life right when there was a lot of, there was this medical stuff going on, and I was just not in a good place, and he made me laugh, which is so important when you're going through a tough time. You need to be able to laugh, and he did that for me. And that was like, what, 11 years ago now, I think. Let me see. Yeah. Well, wait a minute. 11 years. Well, it's going to be 12 pretty soon. So that's long term. And we used to talk almost every day. And it's been, I've been really busy with work, and he's really busy with work. So it hasn't been as often. Need to change that. Because these are all special people to us. And they've been there for us in very difficult times. Good times too. And so we need to concentrate on them, while also keeping our local friends in mind and keeping in touch with them and doing things with them, yes. But these other people, they're still in our lives. They still want to be a part of our lives. And it's up to us to make the effort to do that. Because they are special people to us, all of them. And we need to show that more often. Are there any friends of yours over the years that you've known that you've kind of fallen out of touch with, or you just don't seem to have time to keep in touch with anymore or as much, and they're consistent? They still write you or email you or call you on a regular basis? What do you do? Do you want to keep in touch with them? Are they important to you? Or is that something that was in the past that you think, well, they still keep hanging on, but I don't really feel like I want to. I'm not in the same place anymore. Which is it? Are you willing to stick your neck out and give them more time? Or is it time to move on, in your opinion? Let me know. My email is amy@ecnlifecoach.com. I hope you have a wonderful New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and a healthy and happy year ahead, and start it off really positively, thinking positively, having a plan of action to get those goals met, to do the things you really want to do that are really important to you and that are fun for you, and have it be a fun-filled year. Of course, everybody has stuff come up that isn't so great, but you can help it along with having a good attitude and being positive and finding the funny. I do that. I try to find the funny in situations. Some situations are not one bit funny, but try to keep a level head and in those situations where there's just no funny, and keep on going and make the best of the situations that come up and move through them and feel good again. You take care. And I will, let's see, what's today? This is Friday. Saturday, Sunday. Monday is New Year's. I will be posting Monday. So, as far as I know, I will be posting Monday. So, I will catch you on Monday, and have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.